So, good day everyone. So, at this time, we will understand more about assessment in learning. So, at this time, we are just focusing on the three agenda, which is the understanding about the purpose and the role of the assessment, the Bloom taxonomy of educational objective and its three domain, example of learning objective in each level of cognitive domain, focusing on a specific content in science curriculum. So as of now, we are just focusing on the purpose and the role of the assessment in the learning process of the student. So assessment, it is an integral part of teaching and learning process. By this, we can identify the strengths and weaknesses of the student. We can monitor the student in terms of their understanding. We can evaluate their learnings upon doing an assessment and also making informed decision. So, assessment are classified into three, which is the assessment of learning, the assessment for learning, and the assessment as learning. So, the roles of classroom assessment in the teaching and the learning process, we have the formative, diagnostic, evaluative, facilitative, and motivational.
Assessment plays a pivotal role in shaping a student's learning experience. It serves as a feedback mechanism that informs both educators and students about their progress and understanding of the material. When assessments are thoughtfully designed and aligned with learning objectives, they can motivate students to engage actively in their studies and promote deeper comprehension. Moreover, assessments can identify areas of weakness, allowing for targeted remediation and improvement. However, the impact of assessments on learning can be negative if they are solely focused on rote memorization or fail to reflect real-world application. When students perceive assessments as fair and relevant, they are more likely to see them as opportunities for growth, rather than as hurdles to clear. In essence, assessments, when properly designed and employed, have the power to guide and enhance the learning journey, fostering a culture of continuous improvement and accountability in education.
Once again, good morning everyone, or good day everyone. I am Rogelit Cha, and this time let's discuss about Bloom's taxonomy of educational objectives and its three domains. So Bloom's taxonomy are classified into three domains and 6 different levels of cognitive skills arranged from lower order thinking skills to higher order thinking skills. The three major of Bloom's taxonomy domains are cognitive, affective, sensory, or psychomotor. So let's discuss first the revised Bloom's taxonomy of cognitive domain. So the first level of cognitive domain is remembering. So this level of taxonomy, Bloom's required student to bring, recognize, and recall relevant knowledge from long-term memory. For example, memorizing a poem. The next level is understanding. This level involves constructing the meaning of oral, written, and graphic message through summarizing, interpreting, classifying, comparing, and etc. information they have. So next is the applying. This level requires students to use the information they have to learn in a new, different way. For example, use a formula to solve a new problem. Okay, let's discuss the level 4, which is the analyzing. Breaking materials or concept into small parts, rather, determining one part relates to other parts or how the parts related to overall structure or purpose. So level 5, which is the evaluate. This level of students required to make a judgment based on the value or quality of information. Next is the level 6, the create. This level required students positioning elements together to form a rational or functional whole, recognizing elements into new best explanation of Bloom's taxonomy. So let's proceed to the second domain, which is the affective domain. The affective domain describes the way people react emotionally in their ability to feel other living things, pain or joy. Affective adjectives typically target the awareness of growths and attitudes, emotions, and feelings. So there are 5 levels of affective domain, including number 1, receiving. So this is the lowest level of affective domain. The student passively pays attention. Without this level, no learning can occur. Receiving is about the student memory and recognition as well. Attending the learning session, beware of what knowledge is being imparted. So next level of the affective domain is responding. The student actively participates in the learning process, not only attend to a stimulus, the student also reacts in some way. So example, participating in a group discussion or giving a presentation. Okay, next level is valuing. The student attaches a value to an object, phenomenon, or piece of information. The student associate with a value of some values with the knowledge they acquired, such as attach value to the phenomenon. For example, proposing a plan to bring out improvement on a social level. So next is the organization. The students can put together different values, information, and ideas and accommodate them within his or her own schema, such as comparing, relating, elaborating on what he has been learned. So example, patriotize other people. Okay, let's discuss the last level of this domain, which is the characterization by the value set. So the student at this level tries to build abstract knowledge, completely internalizing his or her value and behave in accordance. Be predictable in his or her behavior in supporting this value. Let his value system control behavior. Example, displays consistency through commitment toward the ethical practice of the value system of multi-level marketing business. Need employees to associate this level of emotion. Okay, we're done with the two domains, so let's proceed to the third domain, which is the psychomotor or the sensory domain. So the psychomotor objectives is specific to physical function, reflex action and body movements to interpret information to learn. So it is further divided into 5 levels. These are first the imitation. At this level, the learner will directly copy action scene, replicated what's directly observed. So the second is the manipulation. At this level, the learner will reproduce activities by instruction, reproduce activity by memory. For example, look into the back and side mirror every time intend to take a turn. Okay. So let's proceed to the third level of this domain, which is the precision. Okay. At this level, the learner will execute skills independent of help. For example, slow the car down in anticipation of a red light without being instructed. So next is the articulation. So at this level, the learner will adapt expertise to complete a non-standard objective. For example, stop behind a parked car to give away to an incoming vehicle without instruction. Okay, let's proceed to the last level of this domain, which is the naturalization. So at this level, the learner will automate skills, unconsciously mastery skills. Okay, for example, pass a practical driving test by independently driving satisfactorily. So I think that's all for my topic or discussion for this time. So thank you very much.
Hi guys! Now let's discuss the learning objectives in the cognitive domain. So we all know that in the cognitive domain, there are 6 levels, from the low-order thinking skills and to the high-order thinking skills. So first we have the level 1, which is the remembering. So this is the level that the learners are taught to recall, recognize, or identify concepts. For example, at the end of the lesson, the student should be able to recognize the parts of a prokaryotic cell, recall the names and functions of the major organelles in a prokaryotic cell, and memorize the species scientific name of class Gamma Proteobacteria. So the next level is the understanding. So on this level, the learner should comprehend meaning, explain idea in their own words. For example, critique the difference between DNA and RNA and the rules in genetics, explain the process of photosynthesis and how it relates to the carbon cycle. So the next one is the applying. So in this level, the behavior of the student is they can use or apply knowledge in practice or in real life situation. For example, the students can be able to conduct an experiment to test the effects of different environmental factors on the growth of plants, apply this knowledge of photosynthesis to explain the process or energy transfer in food chains. The level 4, which is the analyzing. So in this level, the student can interpret elements, structure, relationships between individual components. For example, they can analyze the relationship between the structure and functions of different organelles in the cell, or they can classify the different types of bacteria. The level 5 is the evaluating. So in this level, the student can or should assess effectiveness of whole concepts in the relationship to other variables. For example, they can compare and contrast the different theories of evolution, or they can evaluate the evidence for the existing or for the existence of evolution. So the last level is the creating. So in this level, the behavior of the students are they can display creative thinking, develop new concepts or approaches. For example, the students can be able to construct a model of DNA through indigenous materials. They can create a poster about protein synthesis and etc.